Do stay with us, we have further updates. Finland's President Alex Stubb has reassured the public that the country is well prepared to handle the growing threat of drones. He highlighted Finland's efforts to strengthen its defence capabilities, particularly in drone technology. Finland will also participate in NATO's Eastern Sentry operation, focusing on the southeastern flank alongside Romania and Poland. Stubb pointed out that there's much to learn from Ukraine's experience in drone defence, noting that Russia may be testing Finland's readiness by deploying drones. As tensions rise, the president emphasised Finland's commitment to maintaining its security and responding decisively to any threats. But Scott Faulkner joins us once again. Scott, at the start of this hour, we reported jets that have just encroached in Estonia's airspace for 12 minutes. However, prior to that, there was two incursions, one into Poland, which saw 19 drones, and then another time a couple of days later in Romania. What can you tell us about Russia's stance here? What is it trying to do here to these NATO allies in Europe, and is it testing their response? What is Moscow trying to achieve by doing this?
Well, certainly he's testing their response, but the other part is he's trying to test their resolve. We might remember during the Cold War when the USSR basically intimidated Finland into what we called Finlandization, where Finland acted as more of a neutral party during the Cold War. And I think that that's, at a minimum, that's what Putin is doing. He's looking at his western borders and saying that whether it's the Baltics, whether it's Finland, whether it's Poland, he's trying to intimidate them to a point where the domestic political environment might shift toward a softer view of Russia. I think that he's, in essence, barking up the wrong tree, because when Finland joined NATO, 80% of its population was in favor of joining NATO. So I think that this testing of resolve is basically strengthening the resolve.
How significant is Finland's participation in NATO's Eastern Sentry operation alongside Romania and Poland?
Very significant, because it shows that there's been a lot of talk about Plan A, Plan B, should Finland be directly threatened beyond these tests by Russia. Plan A was Finland depending on the United States to come to its defense. Plan B was basically the France and other NATO countries to come to their assistance. And so having Finland involved in these maneuvers is basically strengthening Finland's not only political, but in this case military command structure bonds to the rest of the NATO countries. And so that Plan B that Finland has been talking about is now being manifested in these maneuvers.
Now, Scott, is Russia likely to escalate drone operations against Finland as retaliation for its NATO alignment, do you think?
I'm sure that Russia will be continuing to escalate. I mean, they may politically try to say that it's in response to the maneuvers, but Putin has a master plan. His master plan is to rebuild the Soviet Union, to rebuild the Warsaw Pact, and he'll use any pretense to do that. Now, whether he does it with boots on the ground and Russian flags flying over territory, or whether he does it like that Finlandization, intimidation and trying to influence domestic politics in these border countries, will be yet to be seen. But Putin doesn't need an excuse, even if he tries to use an excuse.
Yes, Scott Faulkner, thank you very much for joining us here on the programme. Pleasure to talk to you, as always. We now move on. Hawaii's Kalena volcano is spewing lava during its latest eruption, according to the United States Geological Survey. Kilauea is one of the world's most active volcanoes and has been erupting periodically since December of 2024. Most episodes have continued for around a day or less and have been separated by pauses in eruptive activity lasting generally several days. This is reportedly the volcano's 33rd episode. The volcano has erupted dozens of times since 1952, but eruptive activity was nearly continuous along the volcano's East Rift Zone from 1983 to 2018. Well, that is all.